Aryna Sabalenka, born on May 5, 1998 in Minsk, Belarus, is a professional tennis player whose rise to the top of the sport has been marked by extraordinary power, determination, and resilience, and she has established herself as one of the most formidable and recognizable figures in women's tennis. Known for her booming serve, explosive ground strokes, and emotional intensity on the court, she grew up in Minsk in a supportive family environment. Her father, Sergei, who was a professional hockey player, introduced her to the competitive nature of sports, while her mother encouraged her to pursue tennis. And the story goes that Aryna first encountered the sport almost by accident when her father drove her past some tennis courts, and she immediately felt drawn to the game, beginning her training at age 6. From that moment, her passion for tennis only grew, and she quickly demonstrated a natural aptitude for athletic competition. Her early years were defined by raw energy and fierce competitiveness. She worked relentlessly on her game through the Belarusian tennis system, focusing on developing strength, speed, and aggression, which would later become her trademarks in professional tennis. She did not have the junior career of many top players since she played relatively few junior tournaments, but instead transitioned early to the ITF circuit, where her powerful hitting began to intimidate opponents. By 2015, she had already turned professional, and her first breakthroughs came in lower-level tournaments before she earned a call-up to represent Belarus in the Fed Cup. In 2017, it was there in front of the world that her fearless personality was revealed. She played with immense passion, pumping her fist, roaring after points, and showing no fear against more experienced players. Even though Belarus lost the tie, her performance made an immediate impression on fans and experts as someone destined for greatness. Later that year, she began making waves on the WTA, reaching her first tour-level final, and proving that her powerful baseline game could trouble the very best. In 2018, she truly broke into the elite circle, capturing her first WTA title in New Haven and scoring victories over top 10 opponents. Her season also included a breakthrough run at the US Open, where her fearless style nearly carried her into the semi-finals. She finished that year ranked inside the top 20, a clear signal that she was no longer a rising talent, but a genuine contender. Her career continued to gather momentum in 2019, as she won multiple titles, including Wuhan, one of the premier WTA 1000 events, and also enjoyed great success in doubles, forming a partnership with Belgian player Elise Mertens. Together, they created one of the strongest teams on tour, winning prestigious titles such as the US Open in 2019 and the Australian Open in 2021. Her doubles success highlighted her versatility, her reflexes at the net, and her ability to coordinate teamwork, but her ultimate ambition was always to excel in singles, where her raw power and athleticism could truly shine. She entered the top 10 of the WTA rankings in 2019, and by 2020 she was a well-established force, known for her ability to overpower opponents with sheer pace, her serve regularly clocking among the fastest on tour, and her forehand and backhand both capable of producing thunderous winners. But the same qualities that made her so dangerous also contributed to volatility in her game, as she often struggled with unforced errors or managing nerves in high-pressure moments. However, she committed herself to improving her mental strength, working with coaches and psychologists to refine her approach and develop greater resilience. On court in 2021, Sabalenka achieved 2 semi-final runs at Wimbledon and the US Open, a major breakthrough that showed she could compete deep into the biggest events and adapt her game to grass and hard courts. These performances marked her as a true Grand Slam contender, and in 2021 she also reached a career-high world number 2 in the rankings, which confirmed her status as one of the top players of her generation. But her defining breakthrough came in 2023, when she captured her first Grand Slam singles title at